Hey guys, it's Kylie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. My sister's birthday is coming up, and so I thought it would be fun to put together a little kind of like makeup starter kit for her. And so I got her a makeup bag and put in just some little things that I wish I could have started out with. She's only 9, or she's turning 9. And so there are a couple things that aren't in there that if I were starting out today I would want. But I'll talk about those after I go through what I've put in her kit. If you're interested in my makeup look that I'm wearing today, I filmed that and I will link that in the cards above. And without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so starting out, let's see, I have all of her things in here. So for the stuff in her bag, I really wanted to focus on keeping things cheap for her. Everything that I'm talking about today is drugstore, but just because it's drugstore doesn't mean that it's great quality. I use a lot of drugstore makeup in my everyday basis, and so I wanted to get her a palette that's a little bit more neutral, and so I got her this Wet n Wild Rosé in the Air palette, but there's still some fun kind of pinky tones in it. And then I got her this NYX Ultimate Edit palette, and I got her this one because I have the NYX Ultimate Brights palette, and this just looks like a smaller version of it, and so I thought that would be fun for her to play with because I love that one. As for just other shadows that I love from the drugstore if you're starting out, I love all of these little Wet n Wild palettes. I have so many of them. I use them all. I think the foiled shades are beautiful. I think the mattes are beautiful, and I just highly recommend them. In the next little flap, I got her some Covergirl Clump Crusher mascara. When I was starting out, I loved this mascara because it clumps, or it crushes the clumps, and it's just really easy to apply, and it has a smaller wand, and she's 9, and so her eyes are little, and I remember loving this one when I was younger. And for alternatives, if you don't want to get that one, I love Essence mascaras. This is the Volume Stylist one in the purple tube. The L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara is great, and I love the L'Oreal Bambi eye mascara for a more natural look. Going on to bronzer, I got her the Rimmel Natural Bronzer. This one's great. I used that, oh man, I can't remember last time I used it, but I remember loving it. And it's in her price range. I wanted to make sure that if she runs out of something, she can save up her allowance to go and get it. That one, I believe I got offline for $3. If you want another option, the Physicians Formula bronzers are great. I love the Butter Bronzer right now, but all of their other ones, I think they have a Sun-Kissed one that is really good too. For contour, I love my Wet n Wild MegaGlo contouring palette. I use the shade Dulce de Leche. You can tell this is very well loved. For blush, I like Wet n Wild blushes. This is the shade Pearlescent Pink. She's very similar skin tone to me, and I like this one on myself, so I thought it would be cute on her. I have this one with my everyday products that I use all of the time. I like the Wet n Wild blushes because you can get a lot of pigment payout out of them, and they're a really good price. For highlight, I got her my favorite. This is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in Be My Highlight. Another good option I don't have with me, but the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighters. They have a bunch of different shades to suit different skin tones, but those are beautiful, and those have a little bit more bling to them. They're not quite as natural as the Essence one. For lips, I got her the NYX Butter Gloss. This is an oldie but a goodie. It has very good pigmentation and a lot of shine to it. I haven't used it in a while, but again, it was great when I did. I didn't get her a lip liner or a lipstick just because I don't really see her wearing them, but if you are looking for a lip liner or a lipstick, not necessarily at the drugstore, but affordable ColourPop lip liners are great. And then one that is at the drugstore are the Essence lip liners. My favorite lip liner ever is the shade Lost in Love. For lipsticks, again, I like the Essence lipsticks. I think L'Oreal and Maybelline also have some good lipsticks, and then ColourPop again. For more of a matte lipstick, NYX, their soft matte lip creams and their lip lingeries. These are also great. They're oldies but goodies. Everyone's talked about them. And then the last thing I got her were some brushes. These are just 2 powder brushes from Wet n Wild. I love Wet n Wild brushes. I think they're really soft. I think I have this one. They're really soft. They apply product great, and they don't shed a lot when you're washing them. Another one, I got her these little dual-ended Eco Tools brushes. There's a little kind of liner brush and some fluffy blending brush and just kind of a more dense packing brush. That's the word. I think they're great. They're all very affordable brands. Some other options for brands other than Eco Tools and Wet n Wild. e.l.f. has some really good eyeshadow brushes. I haven't tried any of their face brushes. What else? Wet n Wild has great brushes. I use their angled liner brush. And one of my favorite brushes, it's not Drugstore, but it's just a paintbrush. It's from a craft store. It's a little angled, or not angled, but a little skinny liner brush. And I use that to turn my eyeshadows into liner a lot. Okay, now on to things that I didn't get her just because she is 9 and they're not necessarily things that she needs. I didn't get her foundation, but the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundations are wonderful. I have more dry skin, so I prefer the dewy formula, but the matte formula is great if you lean towards having oilier skin. For concealer, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer is great, and the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer is great too. I haven't used that one in a while, but Maybelline just makes good concealers. I also love the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. This one is really lightweight, and it doesn't crease on me, which is lovely. The Maybelline one, I have to make sure I set it in place, otherwise it does crease in my eyes. The Milani Concealer is probably the most full coverage concealer I own from the drugstore. I have to be careful, especially under the eyes and between my brows, because if my skin is dry, it can kind of cling to dry patches. But if I make sure I use a good oil before I use it, it's great. If you don't have dry skin, I don't think you have to worry about that though. For powder, to set all of that in place, my favorite powder is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. I use the Translucent Extra Coverage shade. That one is great because it smooths out the entire under eye area and just makes everything look really soft and blurred. For a powder that isn't loose, more of a pressed powder, mine is very loved. We are going to be careful with her because she's shattered. But the Wet n Wild Coverall powder is another great one. It just locks everything in. And then another one that I don't have with me, but the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. It's another cult favorite. Moving on to brows, some of my favorite products. The NYX Micro Brow Pencil, I use this almost every time I do my brows. And then, again, not drugstore, but affordable, the ColourPop Brow Boss Pencil is great. They both have the very skinny, let's look. I have a spoolie on one side and a very skinny applicator on the other side, very similar to the Anastasia Brow Wiz that everyone loves. For setting brows in place, I love the Essence Lash and Brow Clear Mascara. This is great. I also really like the e.l.f. kind of dual-ended clear mascara. That one's like $2 and it keeps my brows in place all day. Okay, moving on to eyeliners. If you are starting out your makeup kit, I really like the NYX Epic Ink Liner from the drugstore. I also really like the NYX, what are these called? Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and Definitely, and then it's sharpened. And then for a pencil liner, I also really like these NYX eyeliners. I have a green one, I used to have a blue one and a white one. I don't know where those went, but these are great. They don't irritate my eyes and they stay on the waterline all day. They don't smudge on me. I also really like the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencils. You can put these all over the lid. You can use them as a liner, whatever you want. They're great. Okay, those are all the products that I have to show you guys. I am really excited to give Ellie her birthday present. I think it'll be fun for her to be able to kind of follow along with some of my videos, because I know she's been trying to do that with the makeup that she does have right now. I was her age when I started kind of experimenting with makeup, you know, stealing my mom's lip liner here and there and trying to sneak on some eyeliner without her noticing before I went to school. And so I'm really excited to kind of let her dip her toes into some more makeup and let her be creative. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys found some of my recommendations useful. If you guys have any recommendations for me, leave them down below in the comments. And if you guys have any videos that you want to see from me in the future, you can leave that down there too. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on Monday.